Hello everybody. Can you hear me well? Just before I start, I would like to, for those of you guys that are in the chat, if you could let me know how's the music and the voice volume before I continue with today's stream. Is it fine? Can you hear me properly? Shall I lower the music or pump up the volume of my voice, or you hear me all well and fine? You only hear the mic. Let me check that. Okay. Is it better now? Can you hear the music of the game? Okay, then I'll go ahead and start with today's stream. Today's special one. It was supposedly not my turn. It was going to be Alejandro this week doing coding, but we have been crunching quite a lot, so we decided to do something different today. And instead of showing you more game development, we are going to show you what hopefully will be in your backers' hands, most of the backers' hands, very soon. We hope this will be actually with you before the end of the year. And so this is the next alpha build that we have been working on, and I will give it a go today. I will go through all of it and show to you what have been the changes, and play a little bit and see how you like it. So that's the plan for today. And feel free in the chat if you have any question on the changes or things that you see that we should improve. Let us know. Obviously, it's still alpha. We still have bugs. This is even if it's marked as 0.6.7.2, is still not the version that we will release. So there are still some issues that we already know about, but nonetheless, I will give it a go. So I'll start. Okay, we still have the two modes, arcade and modern, as usual. And okay, I'll go through level 1. You've probably seen this effect of now every time we transition from one screen to the next, we have these kind of blinds opening and closing. I thought it was a cool way to transition from one scene to the next. So compared to the build that you've already played, for example, now you can see that the text is scrolling letter by letter. You can also press A at any time to bring in the full sentence if you want to skip the text and go faster to the level. And then here we have the Manticore teleporting through space and going to the next level. So this will be our loading screen. And yeah, so we close blinds and open. And then we have this dialogue. As usual, this has not changed, except that now we have done tons of changes under the hood. So now what happens is that actually it's localized, so we have it in different languages, and we can change from one language to the other. So we are already preparing the game to be localized. Some of the things, I don't know if you may have noticed now. I'll try to stop it just at that moment. You see now when the Manticore moves left and right, we have like these mini thrusters that we've added to the ship on the left, and you will see them also on the right side, and you will see them also on the back thruster. So besides the regular thruster, when these ones actually engage when you change direction only. So let's say you are going right, and all of a sudden you decide to, okay, I want to go left. The moment that you do that, the right thruster will engage. It's just some animation. I mean, it doesn't affect the gameplay, but it makes it feel more alive. So maybe you can see it. Okay, we have changed also the way of the checkpoints. Now the checkpoints are marked. And you see that with this bar here, at more or less every 30% of the level, so 3 times in the level you will find this, and so if you die you will respawn from these safe jump zones that we call. Okay, so this is new also, more new things. Let's see if I can show it to you without them killing me or hitting me. This is something we are still undecided on how we are gonna go about, but okay, I'll stop right there. So the shield has also changed. I don't know, well, now the game is in pause, so you will not see, but it's actually kind of animated. It has like an hexagon texture, and it flows a bit like if it was kind of water thing on top of the ship. But we are right now is enabled all the time when you pick up the shield, but this is something that we are planning to change. So because we would like that you see better the Manticore, so we will only enable the ship, the shield when you get hit. So it will show up that you have repelled that particular bullet or that particular enemy that hit you. But we have it now enabled so that you can see it all the time while we are in play. I'll go on. Yeah. Okay, that's another shield. I already had it, so it doesn't add to the shield already. And probably you are noticing something else. When I hit the enemies, you see some impacts that you were not seeing before. But I'm killing them all too fast for you to see. Let's wait for a big one, then it will be easy to show you what I actually mean. Oh, I lost the shield there. If you can, if for some reason you cannot hear me well, or the music is too loud or whatever, please let me know. I will adjust the stream. I didn't have too much time today to set it up as okay. There you see it. Another thing, this is very subtle, but I want to show you. Stan has changed the Manticore bullets. Now they are a bit more sharp, I would say, and they are even if they are really fast. Probably in stream you cannot realize, but even if they are really fast, they are animated. And we also have added to the game bullet impact. So when the bullets hit the enemies, now we have this kind of comic-y kind of explosion, little spark effect from the bullets hitting the enemies. In the small ones, it's also there, but as it goes, as they die so fast, you barely see it. And it's one small touch. So as you can see, we have been doing many changes. Another thing, oh, well, there I died. I wasn't expecting to do that. Let's take the shield. Okay. So this is the first level of the game. Obviously it's really easy, and still I died. I don't know if you can see. I couldn't stop it. No, I'm trying to. Now, okay, now I managed to catch it. So now what happens is when you impact on the enemies, or your bullets impact on the enemies, besides the sparks that come out of your own bullets that create this kind of purple splash on them, we also flash them so that they go from their own color to the white texture very rapidly. So this will be another indication of that you are actually impacting them. So as you can see, all of these are really minor tweaks, but they are still important, and there are things that add to the flavor of the game. And it actually took us a lot of work to implement all these little things. So the game now has 5 full playable levels in the two first worlds, and I will go slowly through them. So this is the first one, and okay, I think I'm almost at the end, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So this is a mission report. I think you've probably seen it before. If I remember correctly, it was already implemented in the last alpha, but it was kind of buggy. Now it's scaling properly, and it has been modified to be able to have a bit more readability. So what this will show you is, so we will give you a rank depending on how well you do the level, and the rank is based on all these 4 parameters here. So it's based on the number of enemies that you destroy in the level, obviously, These are the number of drive cores that you that you manage to arrive to the end of the level with. So it's basically the amount of lives that if you lose lives. So in this case, I arrived with only 1 life to the end, so this is not really good. The energy warnings. If I'm low on energy, you will hear in the game that I receive an energy warning. This is actually bad, so you want to keep this at 0 if possible. You want to avoid this. And these are the data cubes. This is an item inside inside the game. So you will find 3 inside each level, and so when you pick all 3, you will unlock a piece of extra lore and extra story of the game. And so it's not just that it will give you a higher score and it will improve your rank, but also it will unlock a piece of art and a piece of story. These pieces of story obviously will not be mandatory to understand the story, because if some players don't manage to pick them up, it will be a bit messy. We have 4 ranks, and the highest rank is actually 1. So I did it wrong here. We'll probably redo this. But for you to consider, the ranks will go from 4, 3, 2, 1. We are doing it based on this kind of star system. But this, for the moment, in this build that I'm playing, is a bit buggy. So don't consider this. I'm just trying to explain what's in the level report. Okay. I'll go to the next one. So here we see Jack and Vera, that they have arrived to planet Vane, and they are picking a distress signal from the planet. So, and they start talking with the government of Vane. So you have here the discussion between Jack and the president. So yeah, so this is actually the race of Vane, and as you can kind of see, they are kind of plant-based beings. So they are partly humanoid, but they are still they are not mammals. They are like some kind of plant. Okay. So now we are going to save the planet. Or try at least. Okay. So yeah, we have arrived to planet Dane, and as you can see in the background, there are some pretty massive craters there. It has been quite destroyed from the attack, and so we are trying to defend as much as possible. What you see on the top flying, these pieces of scrap and debris that you see flying around, all of these. This is, if you've read the story before on the first level, this is actually the bits and pieces of their space station that has been torn to pieces from in space by the Assassins attacking. Okay, in this level you will see actually there is a bug, because I picked up the power up for bullets and it didn't engage. We have solved it, but I didn't manage to make a build that already includes that bug fix. But that has been solved already this morning by Alejandro actually. So now in these big enemies, you see them not only receiving the the impacts, but also yeah, that was a big space station. Yes. They are supposed to be a very advanced technological race, but they are supposed to be also a very peaceful race. So it was no match for them. So that's why you see so much destruction, because yeah, they have some fleet to be able to defend themselves, but they are not a civilization that is conquering all the walls or fighting wars in that sense. So they are very much in touch with nature in a way. So it was very easy for the Assassins to defeat them and destroy their space station. I shouldn't have jumped inside there. Go over here. Okay, this is going to be tough because I'm streaming and at the same time talking, and I don't have the power up for the weapons for this mini boss. Okay, I'm doing pretty fine actually. Okay, and that's done. Okay, this is obviously, as I was saying before, we have some bugs here. I've not destroyed 100% of the enemies, but what happens is that if you die several times, we keep accumulating. So I've accumulated the ones that I killed several times. So that's, by some lucky chance, I went to 100, but I've seen numbers even above 100. So that's something that we still have to fix. Okay, so here Jack is talking to somebody that apparently knows her very well. It's it's the admiral of the Vane fleet, and and we learned that he's been kind of the father figure for Jack. So they are kind of happy to be reunited, even if not the best moment or the best situation to be reunited in. So as you can see, Jack has been about on uncharted sectors, traveling through space, chasing the Assassins and going after them. But for some reason they do this. They are arriving to a place, they destroy whatever they find, and then they go to a completely different planet directly. So it looks like they are not really interested in those planets that they are conquering. They are just destroying them and going to the next one. So now Jack has come back, and it happens to be that she didn't really come back. She was just following them here, and he was not in time to warn them. And she's actually feeling kind of bad, because in a way she thinks it's her own fault that the Assassins are following her. So now we are on the surface of planet Dane, and as you can see, there are some fires, and the planet has been destroyed quite a bit. We'll see as the level goes on that the destruction is bigger. Okay, now I have the power up, and it's a bit easier for this level actually. this level is quite tough, especially to the end where we start playing with not only enemies, but we start adding lasers and other stuff that gets in the way, so that you don't have any chance to cross or to continue, let's say, forward if you don't teleport in the proper places. And I'm not doing too good this time. I should be able to clear more and more enemies. So yeah, this is the first time that you encounter a laser, and so here you have to switch from side to side, avoid getting hit by them. That's another thing that I wanted to show you. I don't know if you realize here, but another thing that we have added is that the explosions have this distortion effect. So it's kind of the effect that you will get with heat that distorts things behind you, and it creates some funny ripples on the straight lines that are the lasers. It also does the same here to the checkpoint, actually. Oh, and I didn't realize that, so I lost my power up. So we are getting to the end of the level, and this is the tricky part where we have these lasers. I didn't read correctly. Yes, there will be environmental hazards in the levels, but you will see that in the next levels that I still have to play. So now you see lasers. And I arrived at the end of the level. So that's it for level 1-4, and then after level 1-4 we continue to the second world of the game. I don't want to make more spoilers, and we actually have not yet in this build the rest of the story pieces for built into the game, or into this build actually. Here you see, Bob, where we arrive to our environmental hazards. You see we have this now all this environment that you have to navigate around, and you have to avoid crashing into. And obviously if you teleport at the moment where your teleport target is on top of something else, you will obviously teleport into a sure death. Yeah. So let's try here. Okay, bye guys. Hey, hello. Some other things that we have done and that you will obviously not see because they are on the engine. Well, thank you for popping in. That you will not see because they are on the engine itself. Is we have changed several things on how the game is set up in our engine, and this has affected the performance. So now it should run much faster in slower machines. And we're striving to make it run properly on as many machines as possible. So just for you to understand a bit, before we had, because the game is split in two, we have 2 sides, and that would mean that we have at least 2 cameras, but so one for one side and one for the other. But actually, at the moment we are running the game with 4 cameras because there are the cameras that draw the gameplay. So that would be your enemies, the environmental hazards, bullets, the player, all of that stuff. And below that we have the other camera that draws the backgrounds. So in total we have 1 camera for the gameplay on one side, 1 camera for the gameplay on the other side, and then the same thing repeated for the background. So that's 4 cameras in total. And before we have them totally on top of each other, so that was kind of messy because we had to exclude what one camera was seeing as not to draw the things 2 times. I'm getting quite technical here, but for you to understand now, what we have done is we have separated the two kind of cameras. So we have now all the gameplay cameras, let's say, move to the very far left on our engine, and then on a totally different place the background cameras are drawing the background. So that way, as they are in totally different places, we don't have to exclude which camera is seeing what, and the cameras are just seeing what they have in front of them, and this gave us a boost also in performance. So that was the second level of the second world, and we jumped straight to the level 4 of the second world. So that's level 8 in the game, and in this level we introduce not only the environmental hazards, but now you have to actively work to be able to open certain things. Another thing that you are seeing now is that in this level we unlock the next ability of the Manticore, that is the ability to, you now can, as you can see, you can switch the Manticore around and you can shoot backwards. And this is helpful because some things you will not be able to arrive to unless you do that, and you can do things like this. So it's not only for you to be able to cross some passages that are impossible otherwise, but also in terms of gameplay, if you miss something, you can always hit it from the back. Okay, so now with this green switch I will open the door on the right and I can cross. Oh, and I died right there. So that item over here, this is one of these data cubes that I was talking about before, and we have 3 in each level. So you will, as you see, it's kind of impossible to pick up. So that's our plan. We will put them in very kind of hard locations to pick them up, so that you have to. There is another layer of difficulty besides playing the rest of the game and dodging the bullets, avoid getting hit with the hazards and teleporting from side to side, but also trying to look actively for these things and teleport exactly at the point where they are to catch them. And if you catch all 3 of them, then you will get rewarded at the end of the level, as I explained before. And I didn't manage to catch it because I teleported at the wrong moment. Well, actually I got it, but I got it after I was dead. So this is another one of those situations where there is no way to cross, and you have to go to the other side, activate the door, and then cross. Thanks a lot. So as I was saying, this is going to be the very first build that that we distribute via Steam to everybody that asks to be on the alpha testing and beta testing builds. And we plan for this to be there before the end of the year, so that you will be able to enjoy it during the holidays. And we hope you like it. So I will end this one like this. That's the last enemy. And yeah, so we are done. That's the 5th level on this alpha, and that's at the moment all the content that we have included in this current build. So I'll go back to the main menu, and I think I'm gonna keep it short today. I hope you liked it and you enjoyed the changes that we have done in the game, and that you will, if you have access to the early alphas and via Steam, you will play it very, very soon and start giving us some feedback. Actually, if you have any questions now, I think I have like some more minutes to answer any of those. If you have any questions in the chat on what are our plans and what we are doing and what's going to be the next steps. I'll keep playing a bit while you think if you have any question for us, guys. I'm going to finish this level and then I'll cross the stream. This will be the last stream of this year, and if I'm not mistaken, we are coming back on Wednesday, 6th of January, and that will be Alejandro. So if I don't see any of you guys around Twitter or here in other streams, I wish you all happy holidays and very nice Happy New Year. And yeah, we are really excited to continue the work that we have ahead. We have still many surprises on store. There are some big things that will come in the next months, and I don't want to spoil them yet, because some of the team members will actually kill me if I show you those. But believe me, I think you will like all the changes that we are doing and all the new material that we are adding to the game. So these are the mini bosses of this level. Okay, guys. So that's it for today. Thank you for joining, and as I said, happy holidays and happy New Year. See you next time. Bye bye.